anyone can throw 20, 30 years of their life at a business and eventually succeed. Like, I don't think anything, I think the biggest reason why I am where I am now is, like, I would say factually, of the tens of millions of YouTubers in the world, none of them has spent more time thinking on their YouTube channel. None of them have spent more time working on their YouTube channel. And none of them are more obsessed about their YouTube channel than me. I would just say factually, whatever the number is.
And spent more money on their
Yeah,
YouTube
sure.
channel.
But the money, you could remove that because other people can't control how much money they spend, but they can control those three variables. And I would just say, out of, let's just pick a number. It's tens of millions. Let's say it's 40 million. Out of the 40 million creators on the planet, there's just factually not a single one that has put more time, more thought, and more effort into their channel than me. Like, I will die on that hill. And so, you know, obviously that would naturally be conducive to success. And so, like, anyone could do that in business, but to do that in business while also raising your kids well where they like you, and, you know, ideally they're becoming successful, while also taking care of your health and body, maybe not mental health, I don't value that one as much, but at least just physical health, so you can live to be 80, 90 years old. Like, that's where you would have my, like, I would bow to you. I'd be like, man, you got it.
You figured it out. Yeah. It's hard. Well, it's cool that you're really excited to obsess about your business, obsess about growth, but also you want to wait until you can make sure you also pour into your kids in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of entrepreneurs don't think that way. I think they're just like focused on their business, and like kids come second, I think. Not all of them.
Then I would just be like, why have kids?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the business will still be first, but that's where I like what Jeff Bezos says. It's not work-life balance, it's work-life harmony, and, you know, ideally,
integration, all that stuff.
Exactly. Ideally, they come along with filming trips, and we just figure out a way to, like, make it all harmonious where I don't have to choose either or, and they love what I'm doing, and it just, like, works out.
Yeah. I got a few final questions for you, Jimmy. This has been powerful and really inspiring. One of them is, again, in about 2 months, in 2 months, there's gonna be a video that comes out that
October 4th,
that you filmed 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And maybe you know what it says, maybe you don't know what it says, where you were speaking in the future to your future self saying, I hope you have this. I hope you're at 1 million subscribers in 5 years. I hope you're doing YouTube full-time and making money in 10 years. And your younger self spoke into existence what you've created times 1 million, right? If you were able to film a video right now,
oh God,
and maybe you've already done this, but if you haven't, this could be a video clip that you upload
for 10 years in the future from
today.
Your
10-year self, you're 37.
Yeah.
It's October 4th, 2035.
Yeah.
What message would you say to yourself 10 years in the future that you hope about where you're at?
There's a lot here. I mean, one thing for starters, it's funny, we haven't even talked about Feastables. Like, Feastables, do you know about the ethical sourcing and stuff we do with Feastables? Yeah. And so, you know, I really hope by then so for our chocolate brand, I started selling chocolate, usual snack, but then I looked under the hood and I realized there's a lot of child labor in West Africa, which is where a majority of the cocoa for chocolate comes from. It's like 70% of cocoa comes from Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, and 46% of like households that have children, those children work in child labor on cacao farms. It's like crazy. There's over 1.5 million kids in illegal child labor over there. And I was like, hearing all that, and I was like, okay, well, surely there's like a supply chain where I just pay a little premium, and I don't have a little kid working on my farm. Like, I'd rather not get rich on the back of a 12-year-old working on a cacao farm. And everyone's like, no, it's not possible. And I'm talking to all the biggest suppliers and all the biggest chocolate companies, and they're like, no, it's just, if you want to sell chocolate, you use child labor. It's just kind of how it works. And I'm like, that seems, everyone, like,
does that seem fair?
Yeah, I was like, everyone in this boardroom, you're all just like, that's like a consensus, and you just don't even care. And it's like, no one really cared. It's like crazy. They're all just like, it is what it is. Like, it's, you know, one of the laws of thermodynamics. I'm like, okay. So that set me down a rabbit hole, and that's why we pay all our farmers a living income reference price and blah, blah. I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but we use fair trade certified beans, and we have people routinely audit, remediate child labor on our farms, you know, blah, blah. And so it's, I mean, I don't know of any other chocolate company in America that's more ethically sourced than us. And so my big goal right now with Feastables is to get it where it's doing $1 billion a year, profitably, while being ethically sourced. Because one of the things a lot of these bigger chocolate companies fall back on is like, well, yeah, you can ethically source it when you're small, but, you know,
we scale it.
Yeah, we sell 1 billion chocolate bars a year. Like, bro, that's different. So, you know, I need to get scale. And then they'll be like, well, if you did it at scale, it wouldn't be profitable. We have fiduciary responsibility, blah, blah, all these excuses. So now we got to be profitable, and we got to do it while being ethically sourced. And then it's more powerful, because then I can go to them and be like, no, this is factually possible. You just don't want to, right? Right now they hide behind the complicated veil of it's not possible. It's not like, oh, if you guys just paid an extra 3 cents a bean or whatever, a metric ton, whatever the conversion is, you know, these kids there's literally no option. So they're able to hide behind the ambiguity, and, you know, they're not incentivized to set it up and fix it themselves. So I really hope I could build that and build a way where, you know, if we really nail it on Feastables, where one day we can help other companies source their cacao through us and just be like, yo, like, here it is. It's like a thing. You're choosing not to, but just so we're on the same page, it's not because you can't. You just actively are choosing to use child labor because you're a cheap, you know what I mean? And be able to like look a chocolate exec in the eye and say that, that would be awesome. But I mean, it's obviously a very complicated thing. And because you're talking about like, there's hundreds of thousands of farms, right? It's not like a lot of these are family owned farms and smaller. It's not like there's like, you know, 1,000 mega plantations. And so it's like very granular, very boots on the ground, and you have to trace it. And then there's all these other things. Like, so we work, well, like I did masterminds on YouTube. When I got into this, I was like, okay, who are all the people in the world that are, you know, ethically sourcing cacao the most? Started doing masterminds with them. One of the top ones is Tony Chocolonely. A lot of people in Europe have probably heard of them. That's where like the three things we do, like that's what they do. And that's where I learned a lot from. Like I wouldn't be anywhere near as far into ethically sourcing as I am if I didn't meet them. And like one thing they do, which we do because we have a joint supply chain with them, because at the start it's much easier just to use their supply chain, is they literally will scan the size of the farm. And because since we pay the premium for our ethical source cacao, neighboring farms will go throw their cacao that does have child labor in like the bins and stuff to get the premium, and like people would pile it. So they literally track the radius of the farms they work with or we work with, and then if they submit theoretically more than the maximum yield is physically possible per hectare, then like that sets off a red flag. Like that's how in depth we're going. And it's like, yo, like you literally couldn't have grown this much. Like, just tell us, like, who put cacao in here? Like, it's just like, we can't take this, you know? And so it's like going that far where no one in the world would even know. Like, you could just turn a blind eye. A guy submits 3 times the theoretical yield of a farm. Who's even gonna know that? You know what I mean? Who's gonna go measure the farm, see what the output is, and then know that this farm, we could get away with it. But that's like how granular we're going. And so it's no joke. It's a lot of work, but hopefully, you know, 4 or 5 years from now, or
in 10 years, then, what do you predict for Feastables and your YouTube channel?
Well, yeah, that's where with Feastables, yeah, I hope we hit those 3 metrics. I hope other people are using, or, you know, we're helping other people ethically source their cacao. But it's just not stopping there. I mean, there's so many things I want to do. Like, obviously, hopefully we have like dozens of hit shows that aren't just MrBeast, you know, like our own version of The Voice or Shark Tank and a bunch of other unscripted shows that eventually we move into scripted shows, because, yeah, our media division needs to keep growing year over year. Feastables grows year over year. And another, I mean, this would take me hours to answer. Another thing we've been working on recently is there's no way for like large brands in America to like deploy capital, like large sums of money into brand deals for creators. Everyone knows, like, instead of buying an ad, like a YouTube ad that's skippable, or an ad on different platforms in the middle of a video, it would convert much better just to pay the creator directly to promote your product. But, you know, if you're a big blue chip brand that deploys 100 million or whatever your budget is,
through an agency and this and
but even then there's no agency that can do it at scale, right? If you wanted to, you know, if you're one of the brands that spend $1 billion a year on advertising, and you want to deploy, let's say, 75 million of it in a single year into brand deals with creators, you literally can't do that right now. Especially if you wanted to actually reach a certain target in demo. So you wanted to reach women between the age of 20 and 30, right? You're not buying my video, right? And once you get after the top 10 creators, like, brand deals start to fall down to like 100 grand. And so like that would be whatever, 700 brand deals. And most of them, brand deals would end up being $20,000, $30,000 or whatever. And so you're talking about facilitating thousands of brand deals a year. There's no CMO, there's no agency that can handle that kind of throughput at scale, especially not even for one company. Now, if you had multiple ones. And so that, I think, is a very important thing, because it'll allow creators to make more money, which I'm very passionate about. It'll also allow big brands to just get better ROI on advertising and reach this new frontier. Because
are you going to build a platform?
Yeah, so that's what we've been working on and have already started facilitating. Go, Jamie. And so I think that will be one of the bigger things we do. Yeah, because it's just a no-brainer.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe, and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.